Russian military is taking chips from dishwashers and refrigerators to fix their military hardware because there are no semiconductors anymore. We also invested 2.1 billion euros to strengthen Ukraine's defense right now. And important is the origin of this money. We're doing this by using the windfall profits from immobilized Russian assets. So in practice, Russia is paying for the weapons Ukraine is using.
Führer Ursula is mobilizing everybody, everybody to remilitarize Europe.
What you're seeing right now in Europe isn't just politics. It's not just economics. It's the early stages of a global system being prepared. A system the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, warned about. Europe is getting ready to legitimize the biggest theft of Russian money in modern history. Not secretly, but openly, proudly, like it's normal.
That we will provide up to 35 billion euros in loans to Ukraine as part of the $50 billion pledged by the G7. This loan will be repaid by the windfall profits of immobilized Russian assets.
They've already started taking the interest and profits from Russia's frozen assets and handing it straight to Ukraine. Ursula von der Leyen literally said it in public.
This 50 billion euros will be fed by windfall profits from immobilized assets in Europe, Russian assets in Europe.
European taxpayers shouldn't have to pay. We'll use Russian funds instead. This is the new world we're entering. A world where the law doesn't matter anymore, only power. And understand this clearly. If they can do this to a nuclear power, a nuclear superpower like Russia, they can do it to anyone. Nations today, individuals tomorrow. This is how the Dajjal system creeps in, step by step, from global to local. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, warned us, a time will come when a person will not care how he gets his money, whether lawful or unlawful. Look at the world today. Nations, not individuals, nations are stealing openly in the name of democracy, security, war and stability. Halal, haram, lawful, unlawful, none of it matters anymore.
Ukraine has become the junction of the two roads. The two roads to history are now intersecting in Ukraine. I may not be alive, I'm a very old man now, but I believe I have built the foundation for you. And you now have the judge. You now have to become the thinkers to be able to take this caravan moving, even while the dogs are barking. Because the monetary system is shaking. Not because there is a nuclear threat, but rather because the mountain of gold is now collapsing.
Sheikh Imran Hosein was right again. He's been warning for years. Ukraine will not win this war. Ukraine's collapse will accelerate the fall of Europe, and that collapse will drag the entire world into a global war. And look what's happening. Europe is panicking. They're rushing to steal Russian assets before America does. The West is openly rewriting financial laws. They're using the Russian-Ukrainian war as the excuse to tighten control. Why now though? Why so fast? Because they know what's coming. This isn't about Ukraine anymore. It's about preparing a world where governments control every bank account, every transaction, every asset, even those that don't belong to them. A world where money isn't yours, it's theirs. They allow it, or they freeze it. They protect it, or they redirect it. They switch it on, they switch it off. Isn't that the foundation of the Dajjal system? Today, it's 300 billion in Russian assets, and tomorrow it's going to be your savings, your pensions, digital currency wallet, carbon budget, your ability to buy and sell. Just like the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, warned us that Dajjal will control food, resources, wealth, and people, of course, will follow him because of basic survival. And what we're seeing right now, my dear friends, is global first, national next, local after that, finally personal. And this is exactly how dystopia begins. Not with one big event, but a series of small, necessary steps. Now, Russia has over 3 trillion rubles of Western money in their account. They could legally use the interest from those funds as a response, but their central bank is scared of making the first move. But the European Union, they're not scared at all. They're already using Russian money even before formal confiscation. This imbalance, this chaos, my friends, this is how world wars start. Sheikh Imran Hosein said it. Russia will be forced to respond, and when it does, Europe, unfortunately, will burn. And we're reaching to that point. We're entering a world of the false messiah, the Dajjal. A world where trust collapses, law collapses, and people will accept any authority that promises safety. A world where deception has become normal, where oppression becomes policy, where power replaces justice. My dear friends, stay awake and don't be fooled by the narrative of the modern world. The system being built today is the system Dajjal will inherit tomorrow. Thanks for listening to the Independent Islamic Republic. Assalamu alaikum. Over and out. Have a good night.